If we went north through the forest there, we'd come to the town of Grayridge. And Sinus is beyond Grayridge.
Think we ought to go back to the village first?
We have to. Otherwise, people will start to worry about us.
What a pain.
That's okay. Why don't you guys just go ahead and go?
Huh?
I'll explain everything to them.
You'll explain. You mean...
Are you going back?
Yeah. I didn't feel anything when I touched that book. There isn't much point in me going with you.
Lou, you ain't...
Don't look at me like that. I'm not jealous or upset or feeling sorry for myself or anything like that.
Are you sure?
I swear. But it won't be any fun without you guys, so come back soon. And don't forget to bring me a souvenir. See ya.
Hey! Lou,
Is it okay?
I guess.
Maybe you wanted to stay behind with Dirk in the village all along.
But he came along anyway to help look for my double.
Like he said, I don't think it bothers him at all that he didn't feel anything from the book.
I guess you're right. Thinking back, it was more like he was trying to avoid the book the whole time.
Right, I thought the same thing. You can tell all that? He must be a really good friend of yours.
We should have realized how he was feeling sooner, though.
Let's hurry up and go, buy some souvenirs, and get back as quick as we can.
Sounds good. Well then, shall we head for Grayridge first?
You bet.
report waiting. Let's see. Way to go! You sure worked hard. Here's your reward. Way to go! You sure worked hard. Here's your reward. See you later.
Excuse me?
Travelers, what business brings you to the Grayridge chapter of the Order of the One True Way?
We're here to request a pass.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we can't do that today.
Huh?
Our secretary expects everything to be done as scheduled, according to the Order's principles. He wouldn't do any business that wasn't on today's schedule.
Schedule? Again?
The secretary is scheduled to do pass-related work in 5 days. Please come back again then.
5 days?
You gotta be kidding me. We ain't got 5 days to sit around and wait for some scrap of paper.
What is going on?
Oh, Secretary Makuto.
Secretary?
These people are asking for a pass.
A pass? That is not in today's schedule.
All you have to do is sign and stamp a piece of paper or something, right? Why can't you do it now?
Aha!
What?
I already knew you people would be coming here today, and that you would be soon working for me.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
You do not know the Order's principles, so you probably would not understand. The fate of all things is predetermined in a single path that stretches until the end of time. You should take pride in the fact that your future includes giving service to the Order.
Don't give me that, you big bag of hot air. The future is predetermined. We don't know the future until it comes, and nobody can say what we'll be doing until we do it.
One thing's for sure, though. We certainly won't ever be working for you.
You ignorant yokel types can be so tiresome. This single path I spoke of is the one true way, and because the Order knows this, we can see the future. Just as I knew you would be coming today.
You can quit your bluffing.
What?
When you came out just now, you asked what was going on. If you already knew we'd be coming today, you wouldn't have asked that.
What's that? Why, you dare believe that you can deny the truth with mere quibbling?
Uh-oh, looks like somebody's starting to crack.
This conversation is over. If you stay here long enough, you'll come to accept the Order's principles. Am I not right, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
Aaron here, too, once used to spout such uninformed remarks as you do now. But look at her now, a faithful member of the Order.
Aaron!
What the?
Who do you think you are?
Logan, watch yourself now.
Aaron, let's go home. You don't have to work here.
Stop it, Father. This is where I belong. It is my fate.
Aaron!
You heard her? As for the rest of you, come back when you have accepted the Order's principles. There is plenty of work.
Wait, you son of a...
Aaron!
What about our pass?
You will be working here soon enough. What would you need with a pass? Besides, You will have plenty of opportunities to go to Sinus and the other towns on order business. Once you become order members and serve me faithfully...
Aaron.
Ugh, what is wrong with that guy? Wow.
I've always wondered what a mountain of treasure would look like.
Makoto has been hiding all of this?
I bet he has. But it's not like the taxpayers' names are on it. We can't use this as proof.
There's gotta be something here. Let's look.
Never mind. I already found something.
Aaron, what is it? That's...
Oh, what a pretty necklace!
No question about it. It's my wife's.
What?
Well, what do you know? We've got our evidence now.
Yes. Everything here must be the money and valuables he collected from the townspeople. Makoto claimed he used all of it to prepare for the coming cold, but he was just embezzling it all along.
This is unforgivable. He knows how hard the townspeople work to pay that tax.
Logan.
Come take a look at this.
What is it?
Look at this.
Hey.
This feeling, just like we got from our book.
Yes, I feel it too.
Hey,
Yeah, let's touch it.
we do not fight this battle to determine the future. We fight because we believe that nothing should be so determined. Charge!
Another one. I saw another vision.
Yes, I saw one too. Not only that, but I think I got a different kind of power this time. Another mark of the stars.
Yes, just like when I touched your book.
Looked like those people were fighting again, too. I wish I knew what the story there was.
Do you think the secretary was hiding this book?
It's hard to say.
If so, he might know more about what this book is.
Looks like we found just one more thing we gotta ask that big bag of hot air. All ready to go back?
Let's. We have the evidence we need against Makoto now.
Yes, thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
Save the thanks until we bring Makoto down.
That's right.
Do not take another step.
Huh?
Makoto!
What are you doing here?
Fools! I told you before, everything is predetermined. I already knew you would be coming here tonight.
Again with that stuff? Your routine getting old, Makoto.
I bet someone just saw us heading for the mine and told you, right?
Huh? How dare you?
Hit the nail on the head, did I?
Impertinent youth! Silence! I also knew that you were plotting my assassination here.
Assassination? Please, you could at least try to come up with something a little convincing.
Well put.
Pardon me, Secretary, but I have to admit I'm still not sure about this. Are you really sure they're plotting to assassinate you?
What are you saying? Do you really doubt my word? The word of a chapter secretary of the Order?
Gilliam, don't be fooled. He's using his position in the Order to line his own pockets.
What?
The proof is right here in this mine. He's the one you should be arresting, not us.
Don't listen to them. They are fabricating a story to try and save themselves.
Huh, fabricating? You're the expert on fabricating stories around here with those prophecies of yours.
Silence, all of you. Seize them. Use force if necessary.
But...
Now!
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
No.
Impossible. How could a pack of country brats have such strength?
Okay, Windbag, the game's up.
Well, wait! What are you going to do to me?
Why do you ask? Isn't everything determined in advance? Don't you already know?
Well, that's a...
That's what?
I don't know. How could I possibly know?
What? What did you just say?
Can't see the future, huh?
That's right. The Order's prophecies come from headquarters. But I haven't received a single one since I became the chapter secretary here.
Then all those prophecies we've had were...
All made up. Courtesy of this guy.
By the heavens. Secretary, no, Makoto. I'm going to report this matter to the Order headquarters right away. You'll be demoted to the lowest rank and subjected to re-education at Order headquarters indefinitely.
Indefinitely?
Huh?
I didn't really understand all that, but does that mean they're gonna take him somewhere and punish him?
Not punishment exactly, but they'll lock him up and make him relearn the Order's principles.
I don't like it.
Huh?
After all the dirt he dealt to people of Grayridge, he ought to pay his penance to them.
Yes, you have a point there.
In that case...
Huh?
I have an idea. Gilliam, do you think you cannot report this to headquarters?